Hey, morning guys. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a great weekend. Here we are, coming back up to all-time highs here. Spies expanding up to 751.33 this morning. All right. So we got movement here coming back a little bit on the 15-minute right here. We got an outsider. All right. So up and away, guys. Remember, this will be our 40th try to get peace with Iran, and they still haven't signed these papers until the end of the week. So be aware of that. QQQs, same way here, moving up to the upside. All right, we're going to get all new highs here now. All right, this is your month and your day. Okay, so you can see that starting to dip back in a little bit there on the Qs. All right, and then the diamonds, same way. Okay, starting to pull back a little bit. Got up to 518.59. All right, so from what I'm seeing here this morning, it's going to be the industrials to the upside. 176 here. We're at 178.79 now, taking back up on the 4 hour. All right, so nice move to the upside. All right, I think the industrials are going to be pushing. I think XLP. I think it'll probably get some hiccups, but I think XLP should stay up here. Month is holding up wonderful, and they had a really nice week. All right, so XLP, I think she continues to hold up, and then we'll watch for the discretionaries. We got some of them stocks are moving here. We got Ford, Deckers, Chewy. I like Kohl's stores. I like Macy's. Cruise ships kind of ran away a little bit. I don't know if I would chase those. All right, RCL is gone. All right, up $306. CCL's higher. All right, we'll see if they can hold up. All right, so on your industrials, airlines are all higher across the board. All right, we're looking at Delta. Delta's moving up very nicely here, back up to $87 now. And there is your day hammer up from Friday. All right, at 83.06 Delta. All right, American Airlines is back up to $15 and change as well. So starting up 15.61 now. All right, so airlines moving up. The cars are are a little bit better. Interest rates on cars are really high right now, so new car sales are really kind of struggling. Used cars is where the game is at. We got some of the Oklahomas are a little bit better, but the utilities, they're flat. Okay, they're not showing us anything this morning, and energy across the board is lower, with crude down about $4. All right. So that's kind of what we got going here so far this morning. Let's see what else we got here. We go through the utilities. What else here? When it comes to tech, Cisco's moving up to the upside here, 122. 122.40 right now. Intel is a little bit better here. Intel coming up higher here, 129, up about $4 and change there. Crew Weave is kind of, I don't know about Crew Weave. It had a tough day coming back down, but 106.15. See if anything happens there. All right, so it's going to be maybe possibly the Mag 7 that are trying to get her. Google's better here. Microsoft is better, and Amazon is better. So watch the Mag 7. Looks like they might be a little bit better today. All right, or at least early on in the day. So we'll see what happens. All right, do not go jumping after anything in this market. We got healthcare is still down and they can't get going. All right, so even Merck is Merck is a little lower, as you can see, coming back down here on your healthcare stocks. Still continuing to break down to the downside there. All right, and Merck, I saw Merck lower this morning. All right, Merck coming back in. I like the industrials, but boy, I tell you, you got to be picking the right ones. We know that Emerson stalled out, and now Emerson's got a really nice 213 on the weeks. Let's see if that can go into force. It looks like it's going to be there right now at 143.05. All right, so kind of unchanged here for the moment. Triple M is starting to move pretty good now, back up through 160. See if they can hold up there as well. All right, so from what I'm seeing here, I wanted to get in early and see what's cooking, and this is what we got, right? So we're looking for the industrials, the airlines, and anything tied in there. Boeing is a little bit better. Rocket Lab is fighting back up here. Satellite stocks are really mixed. Not much telling us there. SATS is moving a little bit, but other than that, there's really not too much there. Hold on here. SATS. All right, SATS is at 116, so this one's better here. And then you look at Ceres Satellite, and she's not really playing ball here a little bit now. She has popped up a little bit, but just kind of jerking around here with the overnights. All right, so 27.70. Yesterday's highs were 27.85, so we ain't taking that up by any stretch. So utilities unchanged, energy lower. Discretionaries definitely better along with your retail. I like KSS. I like Kohl's stores. I think that one goes higher. And I really like Macy's. It's been moving very nicely. Now, I expect for it to be a stall out. It's had 3 pretty good days up straight. All right. I think she might take a breather. But look at that week. Stout on the week, stout on the month. All right. So $32 is where we got to go to triangle that one out. I'm looking at Nike this morning, slightly higher. Roblox is doing nothing. The XLC group sucks, and I can say that because it does. They're staying down on the XLCs. Meta is even lower this morning. So watch out for Meta. On the lag 7, because that one is in there as well. As you can see, not playing ball here at all with Meta. All right, so, and we already know Netflix broke to 70 last week, so we know that that's already an issue. So that's what we're looking at right now. I'm going to do another little video as we get closer to the opening, see if anything changes. But this is where we're looking at right here early on in the morning here. All right, NASDAQ is up $488. It's even better than that here on that one. Let's check that. Let's check out them futures again. All right, so NASDAQ up 628. Don't go chasing anything here. All right, NASDAQ up $688. Who knows? Peace, right? Yeah, we're gonna get peace. We'll see. Like I said, they got to sign this piece of paper. The only thing here is that there's still a lot of things in there that we don't even know about. Okay, so crude is down. Okay, this is good. Inflation continues to move upward. Look at I'm going to finish this with your 10-year here. They're going to try to push this thing back down now, back down to 446, but the yields are still holding strong. All right, to the upside, and then we'll see what that dollar's doing this morning here. Probably going to be a little bit better. DXY, coming back down, should be coming down a little bit on the dollar. Or if I could get the damn thing to come up. DXY, how about that one? All right, Dixie. All right, kind of trying to come back up a little bit here on the, so not much moving around on the dollar. I'm going to finish with this gold. Metals, they're starting to pick up again here, so watch for the metals. Jamie Dimon called for $6,000, looking for $6,000 on gold by the end of the year. All right, so keep an eye on gold. The metals are getting a little bit better here after they stalled out. All right, there is your gold. a little bit better here, starting to dip back down a little bit. All right, gold, and then I'll finish with this Goldman Sachs get. All right, all the insurance stocks are down. Visa's down, MasterCard's down slightly when we go into the financials. And here we got Goldman Sachs kind of pushing here. The banks are good, but the insurers are not. So it's a real mixed bag. As you can see, JP Morgan's moving up here a little bit. All right, had a day up there pretty good at 323. Where is she trading right now? She's at this 323.20, so she's about $3 higher on JP Morgan. Wells Fargo is a little bit better there, as you can see, and then you can see that Bank of America is a little bit better. So the banks are a little bit better, but the sector's Chubb is a little bit down, and like I said, Progressive and Allstate and some of your insurers are a little bit lower this morning. All right, I'm trying to cover as much as we can here. I don't want to talk too long. All right, so it is June 15th. I'll be hoping to get more and more videos out. I'm going to leave you at this for now, and then I'll get back a little bit earlier, okay, a little later on, and we'll see how this day is going to set up. All right, I'm enthusiastically cautious. That's where I'm sticking with that story right now. Be good.